Hello and welcome back to another episode of Command Battle Win with myself, Joseph, and
Myself, Azza.
we've not got Chris today because he's off doing life. So you just got us today. We are waffling and warring. Azza, what are you doing at the moment? Are you painting anything? Are you scraping anything? Building anything?
I I'm not. I thought since we're a man down, I thought I'd give you my full attention. But I am looking at a nice set of unpainted Storm Boys, so they'll probably distract me halfway through.
Been slowly painting an effects. Painted his gun in a red to the red nails and claws. It always looks pretty messy at the opportunity to go through and all of it.
Absolutely, yeah. And you've already sent me some progress paint pictures. Always good, listeners, by the way, if you've got a buddy that you can send your progress pictures for, because yeah, I really like seeing them because it looks really impressive. You've given me some size comparisons. I didn't realize the Carnifex, Tyrannifex, I've forgotten.
Grand effect. Grand effects.
Tyrannifex, I didn't realize how big he was. Um, and yeah, I always like sending pictures when I'm painting. It keeps me motivated.
Oh, definitely.
So
Good to get constructive back because sometimes somebody else's eye.
yeah, and someone else's eye normally zooms in as far as they possibly can to see any hint of a mold line and tease me about it if there's one there.
Well, after assembling base, after assembling, sorry, scraping, painfully scraping because they physically hurt because they're so bloody spiky
Mhm.
because they're so awkward, and then spraying it, and then spraying it again because I did 2 layers. Came back, and now I'm painting. I'm like obvious mold lines. Can't be bothered to go back and do little ones that you just think, how the hell did I miss that?
You know what I've actually ended up doing?
Uh,
If I see mold lines and they annoy me,
yeah,
I just scrape them off, scrape it right down to the plastic, even if I've, base sprayed it,
yeah.
because what I've noticed is I'll paint over it and it'll be fine.
I did that with some of my space marines. I'm tempted with this. It depends how visible this guy to be.
Yeah,
Also,
I was just going to say, I used to be really precious about if I saw a mold line after I'd sort of done the base spray, I
yeah,
would leave it because don't mess with the perfect spray layer. But I don't care anymore.
it's not. Yeah, I mean we've said this before. The models are at 28 millimeter scale, so unless you're
Mm.
eyeballing them really close to the board, you're not.
Yeah, well, that's
Human.
probably one of the only curses about sending pictures over WhatsApp or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
because you are going to look at them in a lot of detail.
yeah. I've been slowly painting up some of the capillary towers. Done one sort of test, not
Oh
fully,
yeah, no, they look really good. Do they have any rules, or are they just for show?
just for show. I've been in contact with the guy that printed them and prints some PLA version. In contact with him saying, are you planning on doing any more resin? Got huge, massive, for about 12 inches. Um, yeah, he says that he's planning on him and his buddy that are doing them. His buddy basically does all the costing, designing, wiring, and he does all the printing. Yeah, so he's going to let me know how much it is. I think he's going to let me have one. He's just done a test print, and I think he said he was going to let me have that one. But we'll see.
Sounds good. Yeah, especially if it can be one of the big ones. That'd look great on the battlefield.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. Some little ones around objectives, and I've just ordered some more craters, and just two, one large and one medium. The idea is I'll paint that up, and stick a capillary tower in them, or a bit of resin, make it all like capillary pool base.
Would that be a blood red pool?
Oh, absolutely.
That'd be amazing. And if you've got any sort of spare Space Marine bodies, you could have them sort of in the pool.
Yeah, that's the plan.
That would be amazing. Yeah, that gets my stamp of approval.
Excellent.
You may proceed.
Bodacious, dude.
Yeah, well, last week I was dry brushing my orc terrain.
Mm.
Made some good progress on that. I'm onto the silver step. I threatened to do a little YouTube short about how to do the rust technique that I do. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I've stolen it from other YouTube videos, but the fact it's so quick and simple to do, it's definitely worth doing a little short.
Oh,
You know,
definitely.
here's my terrain. Although I need some unpainted terrain now. Go. Here's my terrain. Here I've sprayed it black. Here I've dry brushed it orange. Here I've dry brushed it silver. There it is.
Mm. So a good excuse to buy some more terrain. That's all I'm hearing. Yeah,
That's
Chris.
cheeky.
Yeah, Chris. But to be fair though, the shot that I did with the gloopy sort of bases, I stole that from Midwinter Minis, who stole that from somebody else. So I think we're
Yeah.
okay to steal people's shorts and not credit anybody else.
Yeah, true. I mean, we could pretend we've made up the slap chop technique at this point. No one would care.
Yeah, we could call it something else. Slop chap.
Slop chap. Now that can be our new name. We are the slop chaps.
We are the Slop Chaps. Welcome to the Slop Chaps channel. We slop and you chap. Yeah.
Good lord.
Good lord. So
Yeah.
yeah, me and Chris managed a. Have we spoken since on here since me and Chris did it? The one was it 1,500 or 2,000 point army?
Yeah, you did that at the weekend. I've had a
Yeah,
bit of a debrief on WhatsApp, but we've not spoken about it.
yeah. That was interesting. It was a very long game because we were filming it at the same time, which kind of take the pleasure out of it. But yeah, and
Mm.
we started a little bit later than we anticipated, and it went on till like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Well, you did an extra long table, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was fun. Put some distance. It was well. It was both of our ideas to try and put a bit of distance between the two armies, because we did Tempest of War and we drew deployment zones which were what would be horizontal. Sort of we were closer to each other, and we wanted obviously the long distance. So we just basically chose the deployment we both wanted, which was on the opposite end, like
And
miles away from
yeah,
each other.
and so you use your tiles, and rather than do those tiles go into
Oh,
4 sections, don't they?
yes, yeah,
And normally we play two sections
yeah,
together, which is half the board.
yeah,
But you added a third one to make the 2 sections longer rather than adding 2 tiles, which would make it wider.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, just get my head around how long that'd be.
yeah. It's
But that
quite
sounds pretty awesome.
yeah, it was good. It's just the way that it went on my table, but yeah, no, it was fun. It was really really good. It was we drew at the end actually, to be fair, but I reckon it could have gone anyway if we carried on playing. But like I think I can't remember what I was doing. I think I was just about to roll, and Chris was like, "Dude, it's 1 o'clock." I was like, "Shit, we've got to stop playing." Like we've both got kids and got to get up early in the morning, and like yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what happens with an extra long table? Do you spend your first turn just sort of moving up the board, or?
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, majority of my army I played as Space Marines, as Ultramarines, and I was pretty much Phobos based. But so I went turn one, um, and I actually strategically placed myself in complete cover. Chris then advanced and moved forward and exposed himself. So then in my turn two, I got to basically shoot him off the board as much as possible. We had a ruin directly in the centre, which was like a cathedral, which is dense cover, and we said it was all smoke and it just been bombed, and we put some craters around it as well, and some we didn't put any rubble down actually, but some broken bits and bobs down. And then my side was on like a sort of factory, so it was factory terrain and factory basically, sort of that sort of setting with pipes either side and silos and stuff. Um, yeah, nothing
Very nice.
obscuring, but yeah, just dense cover. It was good. And then
So
I,
you did an extra long board,
yeah,
but you had Phobos, so you could deploy in the middle anyway.
Yes, but I didn't, and that was my downfall. So normally what I would do was deploy onto the objectives, and then just sit tight. And I should, in hindsight, I should have done that actually because that would have been more suitable. Majority of my army could deploy outside of my deployment zone. I brought the Reavers, which I was really looking forward to play, and I dropped them. They charged, they failed the charge, they got shot and then died. They didn't
Who were
do
you,
anything.
who were you charging?
You're sorry.
What units were you charging?
I was charging a squad of 5 warriors, Necron warriors, who took Overwatch naturally and failed. So they failed. I failed my charge. It basically then we did the melee, sort of resolved all of that, and then Chris's turn, he just shot them and killed them all. Yeah.
With the 5 Necron warriors, that's
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, I think they were loaded with the double shot
Oh, the
version.
Gauss
Yeah, that's a double Gauss.
Reapers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they didn't do very well. Bless them. I haven't played a game with them where they've been successful, and they get a lot of bad rep. I like them, but they get a lot of bad rep.
Yeah, I mean, they are pretty cool,
Yeah.
but just not in the game for some
No,
reason.
no. Well, 10th edition in a few months' time. Fingers crossed. Maybe
Yeah.
they'll lose their -2 AP on their heavy special edition weapon guns.
Well, it's not unheard of that they move units from sort of battlefield roles because the scouts, I can't remember what the scouts are right now, but
They're
they've
elites,
been,
I think.
yeah, because they've been troops in the past.
Yeah, they've been troops for years apparently, and then they stick them
Yeah.
into elites.
Yeah, so they could put well, there was nothing stopping them sticking the Reavers in troops, but now that they've brought out the Incursors as an extra
Yeah,
unit
yeah.
to sell, I doubt they'll do it, but
Well,
I think that would have been one way to save them.
they did the Spearhead Vanguard detachment, which was a
Oh yeah,
Phobos only, and they basically they gained objective secured, and I think whole of the Phobos army gained a +1 to their movement, which kind of makes sense narratively because that's the whole point of their armor is to move quicker. And I think they
yeah.
got some extra stealth ability. I think they all gained a -1 to the enemy's ballistic skill if they're firing at 18 inches away or something, or 21 or 12 or whatever. Yeah,
Might actually, because the Phobos armor doesn't move any faster, does it?
no, it doesn't. Unless you're playing the Vanguard detachment, which I think they'll just scrap and get rid of. I think
Yeah,
that was just to sell the battle boxes at the time.
yeah, I bet it was. Yeah, makes no sense. There must be something else to the Phobos armor that makes it different from the normal. It's just the
Looks
deployment. It's a
just
special rule.
Yeah, just the deployment.
Ridiculous. You
Yeah,
could give him an extra attack or something. That'd make him a lot more scary.
yeah. Well, I mean, the Reapers themselves, they've got like a -1 to. So if you're within so many inches, the enemy unit gets -1 to their leadership, or -2 or something like that. So that's interesting,
Because
I
they've got
suppose.
skull masks.
Yeah, it's because I've got scary, scary skull masks.
Right, I'm going on Wikipedia for Reavers. Let's have a look.
I would like to. I've got another 5, and I would like to paint them up and run a squad of Ted. Oh my god, oh, Jesus Christ, a squad of 10, not a squad of 10 or Ted or whatever I just said.
Yeah, we're doing this a bit later than normal today, listeners. So we're all a bit sleepy.
Yeah, later than normal. We've probably all been up earlier than we normally are. I know I have today.
Not earlier than normal for me, but I've been working over 10-hour days this week, so I'm a little bit more tired.
I can imagine, dude. I can imagine.
But still don't have kids, so can't be as tired as the parents.
I would say it's you with an equal measure of tiredness. Working long hours is equally as painful as working alongside kids.
Depends on the kids, I guess.
Oh yeah, yeah. Depends on
But
the
yes,
day with my kids.
yeah, you're absolutely right. 6-inch movement, 3+ weapon skill and ballistic skill, 4 strength, 4 toughness, 2 wounds. exactly the same as intercessors in terms of the stat line.
Yep, and then they've got a special edition heavy bolt pistol, which is a -2 AP,
Yeah.
which is good in close combat. That's it. And then they've got a knife, or then you can have the submachine gun. And I can't remember what that profile is. A submachine gun and a. Oh, now I'm gonna have to look for it. What they're called.
You mean the bolt carbine, which is assault 2, strength 4, 0 AP.
That's it. It's basically, it looks like a little submachine gun.
So yeah, the bolt pistols -2 AP is pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. And they come with that now with the free grappled launchers and grav shoots. But yeah, 3 inches, subtract 2 from the leadership, so that's good. Just trying to think actually, when we played, we never. Chris, I think Chris should. Oh no, we did do some leadership stuff. Yeah, he did.
Oh, I quite like this. With the grapnel launcher, you've got the outflank ability, which means you can set the unit up behind enemy lines.
Yeah.
And normal move, advances, or fall back, you don't count vertical distance in your sort of 6-inch movement. So that would be brilliant if you did a fall back whilst you were next to a really tall tower.
So
then you like poke them with your swords and go in a bit and then fly up into the air like Batman.
in a few weeks' time, we've got a big game, haven't we? Where we're playing in a big city landscape. I'm really looking forward to this, and I might have to take my Reavers just so I can do that.
I think you'd better have,
Yeah.
Because I don't know anything else that can take advantage of that scenery.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm still toying between going full Phobos, because like the librarian, the captain, and I think even the lieutenant, they've all got camo cloaks. So obviously it's subtract 1 in cover. So they're going to be incredibly hard to hit if they're hiding and shoot him.
I'm a bit concerned for Chris in this because he's going to be facing some pretty tough units, to be fair.
He is. Oh, and I forgot the Reavers have got shock grenades as well, which basically I think it stops the enemy from actually having a turn. It stuns them, I think. Yeah, using this stratagem in your shooting phase when adapters are started, shock grenade or a land speeder storm unit within your army is selected. An enemy within 6 inches until the start of the next turn. Your next turn, the selected enemy cannot take Overwatch or set to defend, and each time that model is selected for an attack, oh, they subtract 1 to their attack roll. I thought they missed the turn, but still pretty useful.
So just for the benefit of our listeners there, we are going to be playing at Warhammer World on a nice big table. Oh, yes. And because there's 3 of us, it's always a bit tricky. And normally if we play 3 armies, like 1v1v1, it always ends up where one person gets picked on because you can't do it any other way, and then they have to sit out with the rest of it. So we've decided me and Joe are going to team up as Dark Angels and Ultramarines, and I think at the minute Chris is wanting to field his Necrons.
Yeah, he's really into Necrons at the moment. He wasn't enjoying them until he updated Battlescribe.
Yeah, all the updated rules.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Yeah, oh, that's cool. So I am looking at my shelf because for the past year I've just been exclusively concentrating on orcs. So I'm trying to see whether I've got. Are we doing 1,000 points each or 1,500?
1,000 point each, because Chris has only got 2,000 points of Necrons.
That was it. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Because if the plasma inceptors were still really cheap, which they're not, then I would have asked if I could do a what they call it, WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. Because I've got 3 bolt inceptors and I've got 3 plasmas, and I'd like to run a unit of 6 plasma.
So, I mean, Chris isn't going to be listening to this. He's certainly not going to be joining. So I'm going to run through what my list is at the moment. Also, if anybody watching is at Warhammer World on, when are we going? Is the 6th of March?
6th of March, apparently.
Not that you'll know who we are because no one's seen our faces, but if you recognise a voice, come and say hello.
Yeah, we'll have to get a CBW banner or wear
Or
t-shirts or something.
T-shirts would be cool. Or a banner, yeah. Right. So where is my list? So it's under WHW 1,000 points. I'm currently at 980. So I may reach. So this was what I was working on yesterday evening, I think. So this is subject to changing. It's just showing me an advert. So currently my list is, so I've gone with a battalion detachment at -3 AP. And we'll get 12 CP. So I imagine we'll share the CP between us. Perhaps.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I've gone with a librarian in Terminator armor with Might of Heroes, Psychic Fortress. He's got a combi melter and a force staff. Now I should be able to cast my psychics onto your guys because we're playing as one army. That's what I would say. I've got a lieutenant, so I've gone with a model that I've not used before. So he's got the Neo Volt Kite pistol, the Mastercrafted sword, and the Storm Shield. So he was
the
Indomitus one.
Indomitus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gone with Heavy Intercessor Squad with the Executioner Bolt, so the Sniper Heavy, basically, because it's a big map. I've gone with Incursors, and they're sporting a Haywire Mind. So if they charge them, I think it's like a D3 or a D6 mortal wounds that the enemy gets, which is quite mean. I think it's maybe D6 if they're a vehicle and D3 of the squads. Intercessor squad with auto bolt rifles, so the assault variant. So I thought could advance and shoot still. I've got a Invicta tactical war suit with the twin iron hail auto cannons. That's a 48-inch range, I think, off the top of my head. Actually, I'm saying this, I could just look at the actual profiles and tell you. Let's have a look. Where's he gone? So yeah, 48-inch heavy 6, strength 7, -1 AP, doing 2 damage each. And we can also now change our doctrines, can't we? So we can choose, I think. I know that they've, or is that for the? Oops, just kicked the bag under me thing. Is that for the for Arcs of Omen? I think they've changed the rules for your combat doctrines so you can do something with them. Anyway,
they have, and it's really annoying because I put all of the I copied and pasted all of the text into a Google sort of spreadsheet for this Crusade roster that we were doing.
oh yes,
I
yeah.
think they changed all the rules after I'd done it.
Yeah. Anyway, on that sad note, I've got some Inceptors, so assault bolts, and then I've also bought some suppressors, so the accelerator autocannon guys with the big heavy 3 guys, which they're strength 7 -1 AP, 2 damage each, and I always forget they carry really good weapons. I've got eliminator squad, to the snipers, and I've got the sergeant with his instigator bolt carbine. So basically, I can shoot. So you can move, you can shoot, and then I can move again. So I can get in the open, shoot, and then get behind cover. And then I'm bringing the impulsor with the Bellicactus missile range, which is 48 inches, and you can choose one of those profiles. Nice little list.
Seems like a lot for 1,000 points. I like it.
It's not 1,000; it's 980.
I'm just looking at my Inceptors, and before they were 180 points for 3.
Yeah.
Then they went down to 120. Now they're back up to 180 again.
For the plasma, are there still 120 for your
bolt ones? Yeah. That 60 points difference is a lot.
Yeah, it is. But then again, they kick out like they're double the shots, aren't they? They kick out some.
Yeah, it's because looking here, it's 40 points per model, and a plasma exterminator is 10 points, but you have to have 2.
Yeah.
So there's an extra 20 points for each guy.
Which is good because it means the squad or one of the models is firing 6 out instead, obviously because they've got 3. One gun is 3, seeing they carry 2 of the same gun, don't they? So they get the 6 shot.
The plasma, it's assault D3.
Oh. Kind of makes it a little bit fair, but then not points wise. It doesn't reflect it.
Yeah, but it's got blast, I guess, which means It's
What does
three.
it? Oh,
Three if you're against a big squad. But you can still supercharge it to do damage too. And then I've got my Dark Angels 2 command point stratagem, which adds an extra damage on.
the jubilee. Oh, he's gonna cry. He is going to
Yeah.
cry.
Which is why I kind of wanted 6 of them, because then I could have 6 doing potentially D3 times 12
Oh, ouch,
of
painful.
damage 3 shots.
Oh, yeah. He's not gonna hit him, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that would be useful on, to be honest. Is it just a squad of warriors? Bit of a waste. I don't know.
Yeah,
I have to
yeah,
think about it.
yeah. You want to focus all your high power into like his HQs or his So I imagine he'll bring I think it's the Royal Warden. One of them has got a like 92-inch arrow that fires up, that does like D3 or D6 mortal wounds that you can use once an attack. It would make him cry if we killed that before he had the opportunity to fire it.
I'm thinking that, again, if Chris isn't listening, great. If he is, then he's done his homework. Fair play. I'm thinking of bringing the jump pack chaplain that really annoyed you last time.
Oh yes, yeah, do that. That'd be good.
The
What happens if we focus our efforts on fast attack and like jump packs?
This is kind of what I'm thinking. I don't have enough in terms of options to be exclusively fast attack. Like I don't have any bikes to bring a Raven Wing or anything like that. But I do have Inceptors, and I've put wings on my captain and my chaplain, so they can be jump packs.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna have to do the Bolt Storm aggressors because they're bulking out the numbers. If you've got heavy intercessors, then maybe I should have the auto bolt rifle intercessors.
Yeah, so I've got a squad of 5 of those as well.
Yeah. So if I just had the jump pack chaplain, intercessors, aggressors, and inceptors, that's already 470 points.
The only downside with your aggressors is they've got slow movement and it's a big, big board. In fact, let me find. Did you see how big the board is?
It was the 6x4 foot one, wasn't
Um,
it? It wasn't the one where they put 2 of those together to make 6x8 foot, was it?
I want to say it is,
Because
but
they
probably
said
isn't.
they put that together, but then they can split it apart for 2 games.
So the first 3 is the 4 foot, the 6 foot by 4 foot, and the spiral prime is designed as an 8 foot by 6 foot that is separated upon request into 2 smaller. So it's the 8 foot by 6 foot table that we're playing on. I think that's like one of their biggest tables. I think.
Are we actually doing the whole table?
Yeah.
And we're doing a 2,000 point game.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe turn 1 and 2 will mostly be movement.
Yeah. I mean, we're starting at like 10:30 in the morning. That's what time I said we'll get there for. And
In that case, I think maybe I need my sniper assassin.
yes, definitely. And as I mean, Natalie doesn't realize this, but I'm if I come back in the evening, so be it. Oh dear. 8 to 12 hour CBW war.
Excellent. We could do a time lapse of it or something.
Well, I asked Games Workshop if we were able to film in there last time, and they were like, no, but you can take photos. Like, okay. Apparently, it's to do with their safeguarding rule with children being there. But then I've seen other YouTubers and I've seen other people that
Oh yeah.
have made videos. So
basically, if you've got a YouTube account with enough followers, then
yeah,
go nuts.
I just thought we'd just do it anyway. We can do shorts and we can film the battlefield. We just don't get anybody in it.
Yeah. I mean that. If I recall correctly, that massive table is, as soon as you go into the games hall, it's on the left up against the wall.
Yeah, I think so.
So if we film away from the hall towards the wall with
Yep.
the table in front of us.
Yep.
No harm there.
Nope.
Surely.
Nope.
And if we do shorts, then no one will know anyway.
Yeah. I thought of a funny shot would be, if you're going to the museum, and then basically you like say you and Chris are stood looking at the museum at the diorama, and like Chris says, "Okay, I'm going to attack with those death guards are going to attack there," and then you basically roll the dice on the floor, like you're playing the actual diorama. Yeah.
That'd be quite funny.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to the Bugman's all day breakfast. But we need to do what when me and Natalie and the kids went a couple of months back. We made a bit of an error. We ate at before 12 o'clock, and we didn't get access to the all day breakfast. It was only afterwards that we could order the all day breakfast, and the morning breakfast one is not as nice as the all day breakfast. You don't get it's more expensive, but you don't get as much. Sorry, the all day breakfast is more expensive, and you get more than the normal just breakfast.
Okay. So the all-day breakfast isn't served all day.
No, it's after whatever time, after 12:30 or 1 or something.
Well, that's ridiculous, but I'm not going to argue with it. Let's just have it after 12.
It should be an afternoon breakfast. Yeah. So hence why I thought we can go, and we've got the table from 10:30. They haven't said until when. Normally, last time like this, they gave us a allocated time slot, but he says that it's not busy.
Yeah.
I don't.
Because it won't be in half term or anything like that. So
No, Nottingham are on half term at the moment, I think. Let's have a look at Warhammer events. Warhammer 40k events. On the last what's it called? What's this thing we're doing? Talking thing. On the podcast, that's it. On the last podcast, I could hear myself typing really loudly.
Well, that's cool. That's what you need a mechanical keyboard for, because then you can just go. And it sounds like you're in an old-fashioned film.
Although your what's it called? Noise gate or compressor completely filtered out, so you just went silent.
Oh well, never mind.
Mine is it's a pretend mechanical keyboard. I think it thinks it's one, but it's not. It said it was, but I don't think it is. It sounds horrendous when you type on it. Right. So Sunday. Oh no, what we're playing the 6th, aren't we? So Warhammer World Open Day, the 23rd. Sorry, 2023, the 4th of March to the 5th of March. That is, join us for Warhammer Weekend Open Day. Enjoy a range of Warhammer themed events and access to the expedition. And then there's nothing the next day, so there's no games being played. That's good.
Good. Definitely.
Is there anything happening in Westwood? No. Very good. Very, very good. Right. We're on 33 minutes, FYI.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Well,
Obviously, giving the folks their value for money.
absolutely. Short and sweet, just like me.
Hmm.
So what do you want to do? Are we still waffling, or?
Well, can do. I'm just looking at my potential list, so
Yeah.
I'll wrap this up and then we can call it there, I guess. But so, from my point of view, a jump pack chaplain, which would be the Dark Angels interrogator chaplain with jump pack. Intercessors with auto bolt rifles, aggressors. Don't know how I'm going to get them up the table at this stage.
Because I can't put them. You can't put them into my impulsor.
You can bring them on as reinforcements, can't you?
Yes, you can spend 2 command points. I think it is
Strategic reserve.
Yeah, I think it's 2 command points. So we could do that, and I could put some of mine in there as well.
It might be worth it, especially if we are doing an 8-foot by 6-foot board.
Like I could put the heavy intercessors with your heavy bolt guys. Then drop the suppressors and inceptors down at the same time.
I might. My kit bashed Asriel, the
Yeah,
guy with the wings.
yeah,
You can. Well, I could field him as a dwarf marine with a captain with a jump pack. So his wings can be a jump pack. So
yeah,
for visual purposes. So
yeah, yeah.
I'm saying that because captains will give you re-rolls on your hits.
Yes, definitely.
I'm just thinking if I can re-roll all the ones on my plasma inceptors, that'd be useful. So if he follows the inceptors around,
Mm.
and they can re-roll all of their exploding supercharge hits.
Do you know what we could be proper dicks, and I've done this before, so I could create a list which is solely basically off the board lists that can deploy on in turn two. You could do the same thing, or we could do to the best of our ability. Then Chris spreads out, and then we drop down. But then the only downside is if he spreads across the board, we're going to struggle to deploy. Actually, thinking about it, which happened in one of the tournaments apparently with the uh,
Oh, because you have to be 9 inches away from anything, don't you?
yeah, yeah. I think somebody played White Scars, I think, and they just had loads of bikes and they spammed the battlefield with bikes, and therefore their opponent had physically nowhere to deploy.
Oh, that's mean.
Yeah, I thought it was me. Funny though.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so
I think we'll be all right with an 8 foot by 6 foot board.
he's bringing like 40 warriors, I think.
Right. So horde mode activate then.
Yeah, horde mode activate. So we need lots of low hitting things, like a
Should I put?
Redemptor Dreadnought with a machine gun, for example.
Well, you know how he hates your Redemptor Dreadnought.
He does, yeah. He
What if
hates.
I brought both of mine?
Well, so I did think that, but they're like 180 points or something stupid, aren't they?
They are, but the plasma one's free now, isn't it?
That is true, but it's not very good against Horde, just against big, strong models.
Yeah.
But it would be awesome. But yeah, I've
Mm.
I've gone with the Invicta Warsuit just because he's cheaper, but I think he's equally as hard hitting just without that machine gun. But his twin autocannon profile, what did I say that was earlier on? Where's it gone? That's a heavy 6, and then he's also combined with a heavy 8, 36 range, heavy twin iron tail heavy studder. Studder. Stubber.
Stupid.
It's a B,
That's
not a
a,
D. I thought it was a D. All this time we've been calling it a studder. It's a stubber.
yeah, and
Bloody
it
hell.
makes it no more clear, does it? What's a
No,
stubber?
I don't know.
Is it like a stubby gun of some kind?
Maybe. Yeah. Bloody hell. No, well, no one's ever corrected me, so that's good. So I think definitely your assassin, your sniping assassin. So if we think about it, you could have it on the left side of the battlefield. I could have mine on the right side, and we can use that to snipe off. The only thing that we're going to really struggle with is his relocate. So the not translocate, the orb, the shadow orb thing that he's got is a relic, so he can basically pick up a whole squad and move them, and then they can shoot as well.
Oh,
Yeah, so if he plays his cards right and he moves his largest squad of warriors, like that's going to be really hard. And he's going. I anticipate he is going to go with the what do they call them? Dynasty that enables him to be the whole of his army to be objective secured, which is a pain in the arse.
but it is with those numbers.
Yes, yeah. And so if they've already got objective secured, it doubles it. So,
What does that mean?
so so if the army has already got if the model has already got objective secured, so if you've got 20 warriors and they've already got objective secured because they're troops, that dynasty doubles it. So you've got a squad of essentially 40, as in like model count. So they get objective secured, and then you can't score because there's technically 40 of them in a 20-man squad.
Wow.
Yeah, which is massively a pain in the bum because there's nothing you
Yes.
can do. But they fall easy, but then they do come back as well. But yeah,
Okay. Well, the only thing I'm thinking about this assassin then, his rifle is a heavy one,
yeah,
so it does one shot. And do you remember I took the assassin when we uh, played at Warhammer World for your stag,
yeah, yeah.
and he missed. I
Um,
can't remember who I was shooting at, but he missed. He didn't land one hit.
yeah. I mean, I'm bringing my eliminators, and two of them have got the Las Fusil, which is like a heavy one, strength 8, -3 AP. In turn one, that's a -4 AP, doing 3 damage. He's pretty badass. So I reckon. But so on the last game, I purposely targeted his reanimation um, walker thing. So it shines a beam on like the warriors and changes the reanimation protocol. So it makes it easier for them to come back. So instead of fives, it's fours or whatever. And he got very upset when I destroyed it, even though even though he didn't manage, his warriors didn't manage to come back anyway or whatever. It didn't really work as effective. But so my suggestion would be to take out his HQ's Royal Warden. He'll have a Cantapex Spider, I can guarantee, because it's got the anti-psych. He'll have his oh bloody hell, Scorpex Lord and his the Scorpec guy with the blades, and he'll have also the blade guys that go under the ground as well. So they're gonna pop up behind us. Oh, I'm excited.
Oh, if we're going against hordes, I might choose the assassin with the skull mask, the Ep4 assassin.
What does he do? I'm not too sure.
I don't really know. So for listeners, I got the Assassinorum game like before I even got back into Warhammer. So I've got all 4 assassins, and I never really used them. So the Eversaw assassin, Auspex Tactics did a video on the datasheet changes, and he just reiterated that the Eversaw assassin was sort of low damage but loads of attacks. So kind of the opposite of an assassin, really. But he could basically go in and melee the hell out of big sort of mobs.
Yeah,
And we all know how good Necrons are at melee.
I'm just looking at his data sheets. He's got an Executioner pistol, which is a pistol 4, strength 4, -1 AP, and this unit can re-roll attacks made by this by yeah, basically he can re-roll his attacks. You've got
The
a neuro
re-roll the wounds, yeah.
yeah
Neuro
neuro
gauntlet.
gauntlet, yeah. But then he's got
Re-
he's got 4 abilities at the bottom.
Mhm. He explodes basically. That's bio meltdown.
Killing Rampage seems quite interesting, and he's got
Make an additional attack after you've killed someone. Oh, that'd be awesome on a squad of warriors.
yeah. And you got friends on, I think that's supposed to say. Charge roll
Yeah,
3d6 rather than 2. And then you add
yeah,
2 additional strength if it's being charged or you heroically intervene. Still a bit grey about heroic intervention because it just doesn't seem to benefit at all. You just literally move closer. Anyway.
yes. It's to get your HQs into the fight, isn't it?
But they can't end their turn in an engagement range. It's
Just
just
they have to make the charge.
yeah, it's just to get them a little bit closer.
I see.
Um,
Um,
Bio meltdown. Oof. Oh, is that what you were just saying? He explodes. Yeah, yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
And you've got some. Oh, did you know that they've got their own stratagems?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know he's got his own stratagems.
Yeah.
Oh.
So many rules.
On a one roll a d6 on a 1, 2, and 3, it suffers 1 mortal wound. Yeah, he can dish out a lot of. You gain 1 command point. This stratagem is used for each enemy character model is destroyed. So you've got a stratagem there, priority threat neutralized. So you get a command point if you kill a character. That's quite cool.
Mm.
Although it should really be in his ability, really, but
I assume it's for all the assassins, but yeah, it should.
I'm having a look. Which ones is the Calexis?
Alexis
Calexis?
is
He's a sight
the
guy, isn't he? Yeah.
psychic nope. That's what I'd call him.
Yeah, he's pretty mean. What
He's
else?
got a really good ability, which what was it? There we go. Ethereum. When resolving an attack, this target against this model, the attacking model is treated as having a weapon skill and ballistic skill of 6+.
Oh, that is mean.
Yeah.
I like the fact that Abomination, this model cannot be targeted by psychers. And they
Yeah.
subtract 2. That's really cool. And then you've got the Calidus. Calidus?
Yeah, the Calidus. That's the one that it basically camouflages as something else.
Oh yeah, polymorph.
Yeah,
I
like Red Dwarf.
was going to say, do you reckon that's a reference to Red Dwarf?
Almost certainly.
Yeah.
I was trying to make a meme ages ago about Red Dwarf and the demons of chaos.
Mm.
You know, in the episode Angels and Demons, where they triplicate Red Dwarf, and there's a heavenly one, the normal one, and like the perverse one.
Yeah.
And basically, you've got Rimmer. You've got the cat who's like Corn. You've got Crichton who's presumably like Nurgle because he's all run down.
Yeah.
You've got Lister who's basically Zinch because he's mind controlling people with that remote control. And then you've got Rimmer who's Slanesh because he's dressed up like a pervert.
Ah, that's
So
hilarious.
I think that's exactly where they got it from.
Probably. Now, they've stolen an awful lot from
Everything.
Yeah, everything. So your Vindicare assassin, is that how you pronounce it?
Sniper one, yeah.
Yeah. The dashboard confessional assassin, Vindicate.
Yeah.
His Exodus rifle is 72 inches.
Mm-hmm.
Exodus, yeah, Exodus. When resolving, you cannot make a vulnerable save. That's insane.
Yeah.
And his attacks are made on a 2+.
A wound on a 2+. He's got a 2+ ballistic skill. I can't remember if we had all these data sheets last time, because how the hell did I not shoot your Captain Moo Moo? Because that's who I was going for, wasn't it?
It could have been. Maybe you rolled a 2 or a 3, and then I was up in cover, which would reduce it down to a 1, which would fail.
Yeah.
Or whatever that is. No, I like the assassin. I think I have a resin print of him somewhere, like somebody's version of it, not a complete copy. Oh no, I've not. No, I've got the psychic.
It's the psychic
guy.
one, and you had him in 2 different sizes.
Yeah, because they sent the wrong one.
Yeah.
Oh dear. I still haven't painted up. I'm in absolute no rush. I just wanted to see it. I also got some Final Fantasy figurines as well. They were cool. Oh, awesome.
Okay. Well, I've got about 140 points left to spend.
Oh yeah.
So 90 points for the assassin, and then I'll just top it up with some extra intercessors or something.
Very nice. Very nice. Make sure you load your intercessors with the grenade launcher, because we're going to need that if we're firing into a big squad of dudes.
Oh yeah, don't worry, my models already have that on. So I'm a bit of a stickler for playing with what you see is what you get.
Yeah, I do like it, to be fair, but
sometimes sure GW like it as well.
Yeah, sometimes the needs must with the points, and if you can have a plasma and you've got a non-plasma weapon, then sod it.
Yeah, true. No point in spending 40 quid and countless hours just for that extra 1 plasma.
So I want the Brutalis Dreadnought.
Oh, you've decided.
Yeah, I'm not going to get obviously the set that's coming out. I'll wait until it comes as an individual model. But yeah,
Yeah.
and I want the executioner tank as well.
The old one. Well, say the old one, the first 8th edition tank,
Uh, Um,
the repulsor.
oh, is it the repulsor? Oh, it is. You're right.
Repulsor executioner. Yeah.
Oh, the newest one's the gladiator. Is it gladiator?
The gladiator's the one that's tooled up. Yeah.
Mind you, though, the repulsor executioner is still it's still £65.
Yeah. Does it have transport capability?
It
I think
bloody
it might.
does. It does, and I think it transports Gravis as well.
It'll be like 3 Gravis, won't it? Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Counts as heavy, I'm guessing.
Oh, I've just
Yeah.
accidentally gone onto Warpedia on a browser that doesn't have an ad block. Jesus Christ. It's about 6 ads. I've never known. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, the Executioner Repulsus, 250 points.
So yeah, so the
Yes.
executioner can transport 6 or 3 Gravis.
Yeah. But it cannot. Oh my god. A web server is returning an unknown error. What would you like to do? I'm going to obviously download whatever. Oh no, it's not. It's actually the browser that's telling me. I don't know. Shut up. Go back.
There you go. Repulsor on its own, not the executioner. So the one without the big turret can transport 10 normal or 5 Gravis.
Oh. Yeah, but look at the profile. What was the other one? The
Repulsor executioner.
No. What was the other one that we're on about? The
Gladiator.
Gladiator.
There's 3 different types: the Valiant, the Reaper, and the Lancer. And I don't know the difference. I don't know why they've got 3 different different data sheets rather than just having different profiles.
I wonder if it's to stop all the you can have this instead of this instead of this instead of that.
Yeah, but why would you want to stop that?
Well, yeah. Because each individual one has also got its you can have this, that, I don't know. Games Workshop. So this doesn't have any transport capability.
No. Gladiator Lancer is 125 points. The Reaper is 150. And the Valiant is 170. So that might make a difference.
Yeah. Well, the Valiant has got a multi-melter and a twin las cannon. Las Talon, sorry. And it's also
got one of those stubbers.
Stubbers. And it's also got a smoke screen ability. So you can make some smoky screens. So I don't know which one I would prefer to have, to be fair, whether I would prefer to have the Gladiator or the Executioner. The Executioner looks like it kicks out a fair bit more.
Yeah, it's a tricky one.
Why not both? I hear you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised you're not thinking of taking your speeder.
Now I did. Now I am thinking about taking the speeder, but my impulsor has got the carrying capability, so I can load up someone and zip it up. It's like 14, I think 14 inches.
Oh, you got the impulsor as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
And that's with its free upgrades. The it's got like a missile, so it actually has a Let me bring it up. Impulsor. Oh, I'm sorry, we can't find that. So it's got the orbital bombardment ability, but a little bit easier. Impulsor 40k. Wapedia. Where is it? So it's got the orbital comms array, which in your command phase select one of your army with that ability, choose a point on the map, and then within 6 inches, I think it said somewhere. Yeah, within 6 inches, roll a d6. On a 4+, that unit suffers a d3 mortal wounds. And I assume you can only do that once, because it would be a bit OP if I can keep doing it every turn.
Yeah, it would. Still pretty cool though.
Yeah. So you can either go with that, you can either go with the shield dome, which gives it a +5 invul save, or you can have the Bellicatus missile array, which is what I went for because the range is 48 inches, and it's against Necrons. You've got the frag missile. Well, if he's got more than 10 or more than 11, that's 6 going through because of the blast keyword. That blasted keyword.
It's only 100 points. That's pretty good.
Yeah, without the extra bits on, I think it's 100 points. You just get the Storm Bolter, which it's equipped with 2 of, and you don't get the Iron Hail Heavy Stubber or array. You just get that and the Storm Bolter and the Frag Grenade Launcher. I think.
Yeah.
Although saying that though, it's got 3 upgrades, isn't it? Let's have a quick look a second. What's it come off on Battle Scribe?
Ooh, have you seen?
No,
the
I tell a lie. It's
Pulsar?
100 points. 3 upgrades, isn't it? You silly
Yeah.
tonk.
The Impulsor says you can carry 6 Primaris infantry, but not jump pack or Gravis.
Yeah. So that's okay. Yeah, I think I'll probably put my. Oh, I won't be able to put the heavy intercessors in because they're Gravis, aren't they? But I'll be able to put my normal intercessors in.
You know what I would do if I had enough time? I'd try and get my Cromlech resin models painted, the ones that I'm using for Deathwing Knights.
Oh. Could you get them battle ready?
I realised because what I've done is I've bought the Deathwing Knights set, and then I thought, oh, I can't handle them being dwarf Terminators. I don't like it that they're shorter than just normal dudes. So I bought these resin robed Marines, and I thought, oh, I'll stick the Deathwing Knight arms on the robed Marines. Looks great. Realise I don't have any heads because the Terminator heads don't fit, and I don't have any backpacks because the Terminator bodies include the backpack, don't they?
Oh yes, they do. You're right.
So I don't really know what to do for these guys. I think realistically, if I want to keep it this way, I'm going to have to just run them as fancy. Well, make them look a bit more like Blade Guard, but they've got like the Terminator shoulder pads.
Yeah. Well, that will work for your. Cause the Blade Guards have got the Gravis shoulder pads, haven't they? They've got the little shieldy bit on them, haven't they? Is that right?
Yeah, they're kind of Gravis. They're not quite, but yeah, I know what you mean. I'm just thinking more from the backpack point of view. But one part of me is just saying, look, you've got loads to paint. Leave these guys for now. There's rumours that they're going to announce something about Terminators with the Dark Angels refresh in 10th.
Yeah, I would 100% agree. Leave them to one side, wait for the proper ones to come out, and then see what you can do with them.
But it's just Terminators have teleport strike. That would be useful on an 8 foot by 6 foot board.
Yes, it bloody would. Yeah, I'm gonna rethink my list, I think, and see what else I can do. I might I'd like to bring the Storm Speeder and my Reavers. I haven't got them in this list, but I could sacrifice a HQ to bring a psychic along, or I could just not. Are you bringing any psychics?
I wasn't going to because I didn't think Chris had any.
That doesn't matter. Gives us the upper hand, right?
Well, yeah. You can't fit much in for 1,000 points, though. So I'm just trying to weigh it up. I haven't really thought about it in any detail, which is why I've kind of used this podcast as a brain dump session.
Yeah, we could see how many Death Guard he's got. Or on that size table, though, it's going to take him a long time to get down the map with Death Guard.
Yeah. I just
But
realised I've got quite a few anti-psychers.
we could. Should we see if he wants to bring Death Guard?
I'd rather not influence him one way or the other. If he wants to bring Necrons, that's fine by me.
True, true. I just think he's got to maybe have more points of Death Guard. I don't know.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, because it would be nice
I,
for us to have 1,500 and he has 3,000, but I don't think he's got 3,000 of Death Guard.
it's a lot of points.
I know. It's a lot of game though.
Very true. Very true.
Alternatively, you bring orcs, I bring Tyranids, and we have an unholy alliance of Xenos.
What, where all three armies just ally together against nothing or other tables?
Other tables, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah,
All
that'd
right.
be funny.
I'd say we've given everyone more than enough for their money's worth.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know if anybody's actually been listening to them, to be fair, or to us.
I've been listening to them on when I walk the dog, but then I kind of know what's going to be said.
That's very true. Very,
Just
very true.
comforting background noise.
We've had 9 plays in total.
Nice.
Two plays per episode, and the average audience is 1. So,
Excellent.
but that's including like the trial ones, and it says it's been deleted, and they were mostly me listening to the sound quality.
Okay.
But we keep uploading them, and then people will hopefully join and listen.
At some point, just assume that all these early ones no one's going to care about.
Well, if anybody, because I think on Spotify there's polls and stuff that the patients can that the people listening, sorry, can say whether they've enjoyed the channels, enjoyed the chat or something. It says, I don't know. It's just fun, and it's given us the opportunity to sit down for an hour and talk Warhammer and do a little bit of painting or whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is the intention.
Yep. Just an excuse to have a chat.
It is. It is. Excellent.
Good.
So we're saying like and thank you and subscribe and all that.
And tell your mums.
Tell your mums. And remember, if you are listening, we're Warhammer World on the 6th of March 2023 on a table. There'll be 2 guys against 1 guy, and that 1 guy will be crying. Buy him something nice. Make him feel better. And then Chris, if you're watching this, remember to remove your troops off the table, and don't listen to anything we've just said, because we're going to change everything, aren't we? Yes.
Absolutely.
Excellent. All right. Cheers. Bye.
All right. Cheers, guys.
I'm going to stop the recording. Sorry.